watch it glow. Yeah, they wanna mow the grass cause the snake show. When the snake show, I'ma go straight for they throw. Hit them one time, then they down for the low. Looking at the nigga, now you know he gon' go. Look under the engine and you know he gon' go, yeah. Yeah, you watching. Yeah, you watching, yeah. It's all you can do, you don't care. XRP1, you know I'm the one, yeah. The prodigal son, yeah, I'm the one, yeah. XRP1, is we done? Finish all we done. Nah, XRP1, yeah. I'm the one, the prodigal son, yeah, yeah. And you looking at it, no son, yeah, yeah. Look me in my eye, you know something, yeah. And I'm back with the glow. Different type of mode, got the MJ in my soul. 23 on my back, 2 on my goal. Told them when I was a youngin', I traveled the globe. Now I'm sold, now I'm on tour, yeah, yeah. Everybody know that I'm a beast on, yeah, yeah. When you see me, just know that it's real rare. Probably catch me somewhere in the sky when the planes land. XRP1, you know I'm the one, yeah. The prodigal son, yeah, I'm the one, yeah. XRP1, is we done? Finish all we done. Nah, XRP1, yeah. I'm the one, the prodigal son, yeah, yeah. And you looking at it, no son, yeah, yeah. Look me in my eye, you know something, yeah. I just wanna know, have you taken risks before? If you never, it's a risk you can't ignore, yeah. Yeah, I done took the chances, I done took the risk. Now I get rewards while you watching throwing fits. And you know I'm fresh to life, man. Watch me flex the fit. And you can't finesse the fit, cause you cease to exist. Yeah, I done took the chances, I done took the risk. Now I get rewards while you watching throwing fits. And you know I'm fresh to life, man. Watch me flex the fit. And you can't finesse the fit, cause you cease to exist. Got a pocket full of risks, I remember they ain't take them. Now they wanna hear my line, asking can they really take them? Nah, you can't even take them. Nah, you can't even go. Nah, if you try to go, yeah, keep that on the low. Yeah, we up in the sky, about 4 billion feet. If we fall down, yeah, we suffer defeat. We ain't worried about defeat. We the ones that been discreet. Now we pull up in the street and we pulling up with fleets. All I see is sun, all I see is sun. All the risks I took, now I know we won. I check the scoreboard and all I see is none. Guess we had a great run. Yeah, I done took the chances, I done took the risk. Now I get rewards while you watching throwing fits. And you know I'm fresh to life, man. Watch me flex the fit. And you can't finesse the fit, cause you cease to exist. Yeah, I done took the chances, I done took the risk. Now I get rewards while you watching throwing fits. And you know I'm fresh to life, man. Watch me flex the fit. And you can't finesse the fit, cause you cease to exist. Shout out Ultimate Warrior CNFT. Shout out Showtime. Shout out Johnny Tran. Shout out the rest of the Risk team. Woo! Take a risk. Take a chance. Watch me do my dance. Yo, yo, yo.
Pentagon report is detailing a dramatic increase in UFO sightings, more than 350 since 2021. Many of them are explained as being drones.
Riding in a space, cool
Yo. Let's get a quick mic check real quick. Let's make sure you coming through clear, Corey.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, it's coming through a little distorted though. Sound a little distorted.
Maybe because I'm outside. That might be the reason.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, shit, we're gonna work with it. But yo, it's your boy Awesomeisjayell, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. And you are now tuning in to a new episode of Beast on Air, episode number 12, season 1. Spotlight on Corey Drumz. I finally got my guy in the building, you know what I'm saying, in the flesh.
What's good, everybody? What's good? How about your boy? You get confirmed, sir.
Yo, what's good with you? But yeah, matter of fact, yeah, we might need to clean up the audio a little bit. You could do it directly from the phone too as well. And see if that'll clear it up. I'm not sure how you got it set up.
I got it in my tab.
Let me see. Let me see. Yo, in the meantime, shout out to everybody in the building. Thanks so much for pulling up. We appreciate y'all pulling up to the show. We just getting some technical difficulties squared away right now. Matter of fact, while I'm at it, I need to drop this link in a couple places real quick. Go ahead and drop this link a couple places. Let's see. Boom. Drop this link real quick. Boom. Okay. I guess he stepped away real quick. He probably gonna be right back. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and send out these links. Let's see. Go ahead and send out these links real quick. Just these cameras. All right. Give me a second. Boom. All right. So he just came back. All right. Let's get you right.
Is that any better?
Yeah. That's good.
All right.
But yo, what's good with you, my guy? How you doing?
I'm good, family. Doing my thizzle, B. You already know what it is, man. Helping my artists get this bird, man.
Word, nah, big facts. Yo, man, I'm glad we finally, connected schedules and got you in here, man. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming to the channel. Really appreciate you lining up this interview. But man, we do it like this. Every time I have a guest, the first thing we pop off with is what I like to call a heartbreaker. So we go top 5 dead or alive. Who you got? Any genre?
I'm gonna go with R&B and R&B. I'm gonna go with Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, Johnny Guitar Watson, and shit. Who could be my fifth one? I got so many of them. I'm gonna go with my pops, yo. Fuck all that.
Who you got for the last one? You a little windy too. I hear some wind.
My last one is my father. My father's my last one.
Okay, cool. Bet. Yeah, that's the way I like to pop off the show. You know what I'm saying? Do top 5 dead or alive. Any genre. To kind of leave it open and leave it diverse. You know what I'm saying? It's that range. The range. And so you got some wind coming in. Like I can't even really hear
I'm not sure if it's coming like directly to the phone. Is it windy out there where you at?
Nah, it ain't even windy out here, man.
That's crazy. Let me make sure it ain't on my.
It's just outside, I guess. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, bet. Make sure I'm good on my end. Let me see something over here.
I show people I be in the real world. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you.
I take the real world with me everywhere I go. You feel me?
Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, bro.
All right. Boom. Mic check. Okay. All right, so we sounded better. All right. But yeah. Like I said, nice to finally get you on camera. You know what I'm saying? Get this thing popping. But look, you know, we just got in here. Man, I don't even know where to start, bro. It's so much going on. You got so much going on. First of all, tell the people who you are, man. Just introduce yourself to the people and tell them who you are.
Well, I'm the youngest son of Larry and JB. I'm the only son of Larry and JB, actually. R&B artists and songwriters and stuff like that. I had a deal on Columbia Records when I was like 20, 22 years old. I was the first rap artist to ever sign a deal with no demo. I was down with the Hit Squad. I was down with Searchlight Mob. It was my group, Nas and OC. We were Searchlight Mob at the time. I did a lot of independent stuff. I'm an artist advocate, so really, Corey's just a regular person on the real side that happens to be good at rapping and knowledgeable on how to, you know, maintain a career or make a career on your own without having to use the industry like that, you know. So pretty much that's who Corey is. I'm an open book, you know what I mean?
Nah. Definitely. That's lit. So start with some of your early days, like when you first got started. Yo, the wind killing me on my end, my guy.
Let's see if I can block it a little bit. I block it a little bit with my hand over here and shit. See if it stops flowing through the phone like that. But musically I started out in the parks as an MC, the parks and house parties and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was during the time I came up, it was a different time in hip hop. It was during like I'd say the adolescent era of hip hop, where we were just coming out of the era of the originals. And like I came up under LL in that era, Rakim and Kane and Mr. Magic and Marley Marl and, you know, pause tapes in the middle of the night. And, you know, really trying to catch music that nobody else even had, you know what I mean? Whereas nowadays it's more or less everybody's following what everybody else got. Back then it was about being the first with something. So I came from that era. And at that time you had to be nice. You know what I mean? There wasn't no, oh, you just getting on just because you know somebody and all that. You actually had to be nice on the mic. You know what I mean? And had to really like earn your respect by like doing the things that I did, like rocking at house parties and being requested to come to little after hour spots or park jams and things like that. Like if you was able to get on the mic in a park jam, you was that dude. Because they wasn't giving the mic to nobody. You know what I mean? Like you wasn't getting that mic. It was privilege. So if they was giving you that mic for you to rock, that meant something. You know what I mean? Like if you walked in that park and the first thing they said was, "Yo, you rocking today?" That meant something. You know what I'm saying? So I came from that era. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's such a different era now, bro. It's such a different era now. Like it ain't nothing like that no more. So talk about like the difference. Well, talk about you just touched on it, right? But let's go a little more in depth with it. What time period did you start to see the change in the industry in general. When was one of the first times you went outside? Because I remember you said you was outside, they was rocking in the parks and stuff like that. When was one of the first times when you walked outside and the atmosphere was just different from what it normally was? Where you was like, yo, dang, so this how we rocking now? Like, what was your first moment when you realized things kind of changed a little bit?
It was a couple of moments. One was the digital era. You know what I mean? Once the digital era came, because it came like that. Like we went from records to CDs to digital in the blink of an eye. CDs didn't even stay around long. Like if you really look at it for the scope of time, CDs didn't stay around no time at all. It was like a day pretty much. You know what I mean? And they was gone. And then it became iPods and all that kind of stuff. And I remember in the 90s and in the mid 90s, dudes was getting on platforms like mp3.com, and I wasn't respecting it. You know what I mean? Because again, I came from the era where in order to really pop off, you had to really earn your respect and earn that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was a dude that was on the radio a lot and doing it that way. And I was finding dudes that was going on places like mp3.com and telling me about their little fan bases and shit. And I'm like, man, you ain't earned that shit. Like, that's bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? That's some nobody shit. But then I got on mp3.com in like 2001, I believe, when I moved to Texas. I started dabbling into the digital shit because that was my only way to, you know, get music from New York or whatever. So I started touching it into that, and I got on the mp3.com, and I started making $2,000 a month just on streaming, and nobody even had to buy this shit. Like, they didn't have to pay no money, no subscription, or nothing. It was just people was getting just playing me, and I was getting $2,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that happen, I was like, okay, this is something different. It opened my eyes to the benefits of it. You know what I mean? But then Universal bought the platform and killed it. They bodied that platform, murdered it. They no more paid for. We wasn't getting paid for no more plays. We weren't able to sell digital downloads. I was able to sell physical copies of CDs and all of that. It was kind of like, you know how Bandcamp is? mp3.com was like that, except when you stream, because on Bandcamp, you don't really get paid for the streaming. You know what I mean? Somebody really got to buy that shit. With mp3.com, if somebody was streaming that shit, you was getting paid. You know what I'm saying? And you was getting paid good. Like, real talk, I was getting $2,000 a month. I couldn't believe that shit. And then the industry figured it out. It was like, okay, we're going to buy this. They sued Napster. And then what happened right behind that? Apple created their own situation that was Napster and mp3.com at the same time. You know what I mean? They created a server that just had the music, and that was how iTunes came about. And iTunes killed the independent aspect of digital, and all of that killed the street independence. Because I was a dude that was pitching CDs. You can't pitch MP3s, man. You know what I mean? You can, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same game. It's not. You're not really selling nothing. You're not getting a lot off like that. I was able to make $30,000 in a month and a half selling CDs. You can't do that now.
You made what? Say that again.
Yeah, 30,000. You sell 3,000 CDs at $10 a pop. How much you just made? When your overhead is less than 25 cents a CD to print and produce, and you selling them for $10. You sell 3,000 of them. That's $30,000, fam. The math is simple when it's independent. You know what I mean? And those numbers sound astronomical. It sounds like, oh shit, how the fuck did you reach that? But when I tell you the number, and I say, well, it's only 3,000 CDs at $10. That doesn't seem like it's not hard to achieve. You know what I'm saying? So that really what I'm about. I'm about the mathematics of it all. To me, it's not about the stardom and the popularity. All of that means nothing, especially when there's no money involved. When you're not seeing the money that your popularity and your stardom supposedly commands, then what's the point? You know what I'm saying? I can show an independent artist how to make more money than a major artist right now, and they don't even have to be known. You know what I'm saying? On that level. So I've always been one that was like, I mean, I guess not even guess. I know for a fact that it came from the tutelage of my parents. You know what I mean? My father was an A&R, the head A&R for black music for RCA Records during the '60s. So I mean, he knew a little bit. You know what I mean? And he made mistakes himself. You know what I'm saying? And from his mistakes, he taught me not to make those same mistakes. You know what I mean? Like he sold his publishing and shit like that. He did publishing deals and sold it off. And I'm like, you know, he was selling songs outright. Like Burt Bacharach and dudes like that was coming to my crib when I was a kid, buying songs from my father for a couple $1,000. And they was making millions off of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, his mistakes taught me certain things. And his knowledge of what to do taught me a lot. You know what I mean? Plus, with my experience in the industry and all that.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yo, shout out Giselle Ave. She says this story is so dope. I agree. This is. I feel like this is part of the. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like this is a part of the story they try to erase, man. They be trying to erase this part right here, man. That's why I'm glad I got this man right here in the flesh. You know, this king in the flesh really talking about what's going on and like the transition. Also, Giselle Ass said, facts, pay me. Nah, big facts, big facts.
Already, ATM Army, you already know what it is.
Big facts. So look. Before you even jump into that, why are you jumping into that? Let people know where they can go, right, to learn some of this game, some of this knowledge from you. You know what I mean? I'm on ATM radio every day. Is that the starting point? Is that where people should go if they want to, you know, dive into learning more about getting money as an independent artist?
Yeah, most definite. Because the ATM radio is a community of like-minded artists that want to learn. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't like to say kindergarten class because it's not like motherfuckers is children. But you know how fun kindergarten was to learn? That you learn with games and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do in the ATM. I teach with a form of fun. You know what I'm saying? And we start there, and then everybody joins the Discord channel. The Discord channel is really the place where all the resources is at. I post all information on how to register your music on all the different agencies that collect for you. I teach you how to protect your music. I teach artists their responsibilities, because so many times we get artists complaining about the industry and what the industry is doing and yada yada yada. But 9 times out of 10, those are artists that aren't even handling their own responsibilities as artists. They're looking for the industry to do just about all of the work for them, and then wonder why later on they're not getting paid. The reason you're not getting paid is because you got to pay everybody that did all that work for you. And all of those things that any industry is going to give you. I mean, if an A&R gives you a piece of bubble gum, guess what? That shit is going on a spreadsheet saying they gave you a piece of bubble gum, and the value of that bubble gum is being deducted off of anything that you're supposed to be earning from that. And that's what I like to teach artists. Like these are things that you don't really need them. Like all you really need right now, especially like we got our own distribution. You got independent distributors. I don't like all of them. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like DistroKid and you know what I mean. And what's the other one? CD Baby and all of those other ones. You know what I mean? I don't really like them. I like the one I'm on. You know what I mean? Shout out to Symphonic. I've been with them for like 6-7 years, and I've had no issues. And they are Warner Music Group company, so I got that machine behind me as well. But you know what I mean? The thing is, we're able to go get our own distribution. We can get in every store that we want to right now because everything is digital. So what do you really need a label for? Back in the days, that's what we needed labels for. I couldn't get my music into a record store in California from New York, you know what I'm saying? Unless I traveled there. I had to do a whole lot of legwork. Right now, click a button. You know what I mean? Upload that shit and click a button, and on a certain date, your shit is on in 120 to 240 stores globally. You know what I'm saying? So what do artists really need to be successful? They need knowledge in marketing. They need knowledge in publicity. They need knowledge on how much money is being collected from each one of these different streaming platforms. Because everybody's big on Spotify. You know what I mean? Well, I got Spotify plays. I got Spotify plays. Spotify is only paying people 0.3 cents. You know what I mean? 100 plays on Spotify, on an average, they pay between 0.3 and 0.5 cent per stream. So 100 streams on an average on Spotify, you're only making 40 cents. You know what I'm saying? So you see all these people, I got 1 million, 2 million streams on Spotify. Big fucking deal. How much money is it? How much money is that? I don't care about those numbers if the money doesn't equate. You know what I mean? When you tell me that 1 million streams on Spotify is only $2,000, there's a problem there. You know what I mean? A big problem. Because you think about it, if it takes a year to get 1 million streams, that $2,000 is spread out throughout a year. How much money you really made, man? That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got homeless people make more money than that shit in a year. You feel me? So my thing is teaching artists where the money's coming from, what to focus on. Like, you know, in the ATM, we focus on Apple Music. Why? Apple Music pays the most. They're paying a penny per stream. You know what I'm saying? I wish that Spotify, that station head was connected with Napster, because Napster pays 1.6 cents up to 19 cents, depending on how popular you are on their platform. That shit right there is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine if we was able to have Napster as one of the streaming platforms, and I'm using it on Station Head, which is going to generate X amount of streams. You know what I mean? For that art, for whatever artist you using Napster, which would make that artist a popular artist on the platform. That artist would wind up getting somewhere higher than that 1.6, and in between that 1.6 and 19 cents. You know what I mean? So teaching artists these kind of things, and that these opportunities, these options are out there for you. You just have to take advantage of them, is the key right now. And that's what the ATM is about. And that's why really it's best to come to the station first, get acclimated with what we're doing. Let us play your music, first of all. You know what I mean? First, walk in the door. Let me give you $1 as soon as you walk in the door. You see that I make you $1 when I explain to you, okay, every person in this motherfucker is a stream for you. And now that means if there's 60, 70 people or 50 people in there, you get 50 cents every time I play the joint. That means I play you twice. You just made $1. And that right there is like, holy shit, I just made $1 out of nowhere. I never heard of this. You know what I'm saying? And from there, it's a snowball effect. Once you got to show people the money though. It's Jerry Maguire. You know what I mean? Show me the money, Jerry. You know what I mean? Fuck all that other shit, man. I mean, I see so many people with the, you know what I mean? I got this, that, and the third. I show you how to get a monthly listeners. Because if you got let's say you got just for instance, say you got 1 million streams, but you got less than 100, 200 monthly followers. Don't you think that's a problem? That don't even sound right, right? You got 1 million streams, but you only got 200 monthly listeners. Where the fuck did these millions of streams come from? You feel what I'm saying? So these are the kind of things you really got to look at when you're looking at the metrics. Like right now, I show my metrics on the Discord group because I'm really transparent with everything. So I want to show people what works, and I want to see what doesn't work, and we work on it so that we make it work. You know what I'm saying? So I show my stats, and I show people where my streams on Spotify come from. Now we know I don't promote Spotify, but my Apple promotion actually translates into Spotify streams because the Apple users are the Spotify playlist curators. People don't think like that. You know what I mean? The ones that are actually curating Spotify are checking the charts on Apple Music because they're Apple Music users. They know that Apple Music's more important. You know what I'm saying? So by us promoting only on the Apple Music aspect, we get a lot of traction on Spotify right now, right? And that generates into monthly listeners, which is sustainable because those aren't paid for monthly listeners. Those are real listeners that are going to continue to listen to you, actual fans. You know what I mean? I have super fans that when I drop NFTs and stuff like that, they buy them. They don't sit around waiting. They buy them as soon as it drops. You know what I'm saying? And they get support from our unit. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I just want somebody to be a fan of mine. I don't believe in fans. I believe in family. You know what I mean? My thing is about I'm a leader of a family. I'm not a leader of a squad, and I'm a leader of a family. I'm a father, so I think about things like that. You know what I mean? I treat everybody like they my sons and my daughters, and give them that tutelage like I would give my sons and my daughters. You know what I mean? So we can all grow, and everybody eats from the same table. You know, it depends on how much you want. If you want more on your plate, then you got to work harder for it. But we got the whole table right here. We got biscuits, we got fruit, we got chicken, we got turkey, we got whatever you want. We got it on the table. You know what I mean? But you just got to bring something to the table with that.
Nah, big facts. Now that makes sense. Yo, shout out to the people tuning in. Shout out to the homie Jackpot JB. He says big facts. He also says love is love. And he says, what's good, family? What's good with you, Jackpot? JB, Jackpot in the building. You know what I'm saying? Showing a lot of love.
That's one of the ATM bird watcher gang. You already know.
Mm-hmm. You already know the vibes. Man, it's so crazy. Like I said, man, it's so much, bro. You just so much game, so much knowledge, man. Let's actually let's jump into something. Let's jump into Web3, how you ran across Web3, and let's talk about the differences that you're seeing in the Web3, between Web3 and between, you know, your career, you know, your early hip hop career, you know what I'm saying, and the differences between like both of these, because I know you kind of seen hip hop sort of from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? And now you're seeing this from the beginning. Can you spot any differences or, you know, any strengths or weaknesses with both of them?
Well, first of all, I'm a big advocate of Web3. Huge advocate of Web3. I got the idea to do Web3 like 2 years ago. I've been into crypto. I've been studying crypto and all that, and doing my little trading here and there. You know what I mean? I'm not a whale or nothing like that, but I'm a student of the game. You know what I mean? I like to master everything that I get involved in. So I played it and did it by myself, learned it on my own. I don't watch those little candlesticks or none of that shit. That's not me. I'm not that dude. I go with a feel. You know what I mean? And it just felt right. My mother was a computer programmer. You know what I mean? So, and she actually was one of the people that helped build the internet. You know what I mean? She told me back in like 1980, that we wasn't gonna have to go to the store no more, and I was gonna be able to have money on a card and all those different things. Back in 1980, she told me this shit.
Crazy,
yeah,
man, bro.
Yeah, that shit. So, when it came to fruition, it was wild to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, damn, mom told me all this shit was happening. You know what I mean? When cell phones came, because she told me all that shit was coming. This before it happened. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So, just seeing the whole aspect of Web3. That's why it was kind of stupid of me to not really pay attention to the internet aspect of it early on, because my mom was a programmer. That was like a no-brainer to me. I should have jumped on that. So with Web3, what it was when Web3 showed up to me, I thought of that like that. Like, I'm not gonna let the internet. I'm not gonna miss out on this shit this time, yo. You know what I mean? I'm buying into Google. I'm buying into Yahoo. I'm buying into all that shit. Because something gonna pop, B. Something gonna pop. And if I now, that's motherfucking way below a penny, and then it just gets to a penny, oh, I'm good money. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? And use of purpose makes sense to me. Now, when I first saw the regular NFTs, they didn't really make sense to me. You know what I mean? Just the regular art. You know what I mean? Some goofy, quirky art and all of that. It didn't really have purpose. You know what I'm saying? Except somebody might have liked it at that time. You know what I mean? But like I said, it didn't really have a use of purpose. But when because I started thinking about, I was like, damn, there's gotta be some kind of music platform. So I started searching around, and I ran into music.io. First, I ran into this one called Opulus, Opulus, and they're a platform that's developing and to be able to sell pieces of your copyright as NFT shares to your audience. But they're not developed yet. They're still building their blockchain. They're still in their white paper and all of that. So then I found Royal.io. And right after I found Royal.io, Nas invested into Royal.io and became their first release. And I was trying to buy into his NFT, and I was actually trying to put out NFTs through them. I was trying to actually do that because you don't release NFTs through them. You're just selling a piece of your streaming rights, your copyright actually. So they didn't open up to independent artists. So then I happened to be writing my book, and I was on this platform called Newm, and I have a nice following of people that followed me from Newm once Newm shut down. And one of them is named Dan Reed. And when I was writing my book, he found out I was writing my book. He owns a bookstore in Georgia, and he was really interested in what I was doing. He was already a fan of my music, and then he read my book and he got blown away. It was like, I want to help you, do this. And so he edited the book for me. He helped me do my typesetting and all of that kind of stuff, all the technical aspects of writing a book. I'm putting a book together. He took care of those for me, and then he helped me put it out on Amazon through my own publishing company and all of that. And I told him I wanted to do a book with an album on the blockchain. I told him I knew nobody had done it, and I said I want to be the first one to do it. I need to be that person. So we were looking at going at book.io, but the problem with book.io is they're like royal.io. They're not taking independence. They're only going with people that have, like, they're only putting out books that are already established. You know what I mean? And I got presented to Six City through Dan because of the music aspect. We hadn't even planned on doing the book through them. We had introduced me to him about the music. He was like, well, I know you're interested in putting out some music stuff, and Six City does these epochs, every epoch switch. And I was like, okay, I'm interested in that. So we started talking, and the topic of my book came up in the conversation. And Six City, Jimmy over at Six City was like, yeah, I would love to be able to do that. And I was like, well, can you? You know what I mean? Like, if you could do it, I don't mind. I don't care who does it, as long as it can get done. And he said, yeah, he had to build up some things in the system to be able to facilitate a book. So he had to create a book reader. And so he created that book reader, and we put out the book. And from there, I just been flying with the NFT situation. And funny is the fact that he put out the book. He created the reader for us to do the book. And now that reader we're using for album covers. So when we put out these NFTs, my NFTs, majority of them have a foldable album cover where I got multiple pages, you know what I mean, and added digital content and stuff like that. So shout out to Jimmy, because I mean, whatever I asked him to do, he hadn't had it done already, and he said, I'll do it. Whatever you need me to do to build this, I'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And then he brought me into the whole Project Newm situation. And I mean, I was one of the first NFTs released over there. I mean, shout out to Project Newm and all of that.
Yeah, major shout out to Project Newm. Speaking of Project Newm, they are, a sponsor here. You know what I mean? So they power up the show. So major shout out to Project Newm. If you guys are interested in checking out Project Newm, go ahead and check the description below. Go ahead and click the link, and you find out all the information there. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some of your music, man. So right now I got YouTube pulled up. Is there any particular record you want to play, man? I know your catalog crazy. First, let me ask you about your catalog, man. How many albums do you have? If you know off top.
I think, let me see. Let Drums Make You Famous, Amnesia, LSB 963. The Amnesia re-release. Dirty Corners, that's a mixtape though. What else, man? I don't know. I got a lot, man. I got a lot more I still got to release, bro. I got a catalog that I ain't even put out there yet, like that. Like, it's crazy.
I already know you got a crazy catalog. That's why I just wanted to ask just to see if you had an idea. I already knew it was a lot, man. You can't, after a while, you can't even keep up with all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's hard to keep up right now. time I didn't have no albums. I just released a lot of songs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then I just started putting out these albums, and I mean, I got Betrayal, the audio movie. You know what I mean? I got like 4 or 5 NFTs already. You know what I mean? So I got a lot, man. I got a whole lot.
I already know. What's your favorite video? What is the one of your favorite videos? We're gonna play that.
My favorite video, I'm gonna say my favorite one out of all of those is Babel.
Babel.
Because
okay.
I mean, Can't Crucify Me, that shit. Because they go together. Can't Crucify Me and Babel, they tell the same story. One is about, you know, being crucified by society, by life. You know what I mean? And also having to crucify yourself. You have to strip yourself of your old self in order to become your new self. So that crucifixion, you have to rise to your crucifix area, point, which is your third eye. You know what I mean? And once you rise to your third eye, you're able to strip yourself of your old self, which is killing that old self to become your new self. So Can't Crucify Me is that story. Babel is the story of the battle itself. You know what I'm saying? That battle of destroying yourself, asking God, why me? What? I keep talking, you asking questions, and you ain't giving me no fucking answers. That argument that all of us have with the Creator, that we don't want to admit to nobody that we have. You know what I'm saying? But we all have it. You know what I mean? We curse the Creator out a lot. You know what I mean? Fuck you, you piece of shit motherfucker. We do that. When we do that, we're actually talking to ourselves. We're the ones that create these environments and these situations for ourselves, no matter what the circumstances may be. We create the environment because we have the power to keep ourselves in them or to take ourselves out of them. And you know what I mean? That's what those two songs are. They're really me stripping myself of my old self and becoming the new me that's at peace with itself, really. You know what I mean? And not so angry with the world.
Big facts. That's crazy. It's crazy you broke down the whole process. That's exactly how I go. I can co-sign that too. Definitely co-sign it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into Babel. You know, let's go ahead and jump into it. We're gonna go ahead and play the video. Like I love to pull up videos and play the video. Give me like OG BET vibes. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Here is Babel by Corey Drumz. Let's get it.
Show me to pray, man. So someone do. Fuck it. Can you hear me? I'm talking to you. Talking to you all my life, man. It's like you ain't even listening, man. Wow.
I lived a life full of pain, and every time I thought the sun would come out to shine, it started to rain. I walk a path as a righteous man. I wonder, is it worth it? Traumatized by these demons I fight, cause I ain't perfect. This world got me bleeding my heart, my soul's tearing. I cry for forgiveness, they hear me but not caring. So bottles up, I dry tears trying to control feelings. But all I know is I'm gonna snap and need healing. I need some peace in my life and can't get it. It's like the demons I fought and got me in this. Can you hear me? I'm talking to you, cause these demons fucking with me while I'm walking with you. My father, why did you forsake your children? Or is it that you feel it is Babel that I'm building? You say that I'm the light, but all that's starting to fade. Am I punished for mistakes that I made? Tell me something, cause silence is the thing that makes the hurt fester. And I ain't got no time for no more, too much pressure. They say it's anger management, nah, that ain't the problem. Problem is the world made me angry, I can't stop them. And yeah, I got abandonment issues, fucking left me. I passed 1,000,000 times, but you continue to test me. And I don't even know what all these tests is for. My pencil lead gone, I can't take them no more. Hold up, let me sip some more Henry and start drowning. My stomach all tied up full of knots and heart's pounding. I'm starting not to care no more, and that's danger. I'm looking in the mirror at myself and see a stranger with the same name as me, same face as me, but the look in his eyes just ain't the same to me. Can you hear me? Just show me a sign. Help me find what I've been searching to find. I need answers. Can you hear me? I'm talking to you. Cause these demons fucking with me while I'm walking with you. My father, why do you forsake your children? Or is it that you feel it is Babylon I'm building? If you hear me, just show me a sign. Help me find what I've been searching to find. I need answers. I'm talking to you, cause these demons fucking with me while I'm walking with you, my father. Can you hear me? I'm talking to you, cause these demons fucking with me while I'm walking with you. I'm ready to hurt others cause I hurt so much. My heart used to be open but it's been slammed shut. I never wanted to give in, fuck it, I'm giving up. I used to care a lot, but now I don't give a fuck no more. I'm not gonna take it, I'm not gonna. I stay strong, staying tall, keep getting left under. Please hear me, believe what I say. This thing is too much pressure for me, so I pray. Can you hear me? I'm talking to you, cause these demons fucking with me while I'm walking with you. My father, why do you forsake your children? Or is it that you feel it is Babylon I'm building? Can you hear me? Just show me a sign. Help me find what I've been searching to find. I need answers. I'm talking to you, cause these demons fucking with me while I'm walking with you. My father.
Fire. That's definitely one of my favorite joints, man. I ain't gonna flex too. I love that song, bro. You got
bro.
a couple joints, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like your whole style, right? It's the reason what I like about your style as a rap artist is like you're originally from New York, right?
Yeah, I'm from Hollis, Queens.
Okay. Yeah, you from Hollis, Queens. But of course you got bars, you know what I'm saying? You got bars, you rap, you got bars. But the way you convey your emotions in your music is not, I feel like it's not like the regular New York rapper or not the average New York rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like your subject matter and your subject matter too as well. Like it's different. Like you actually go through your emotions. Of course, you know, other artists do it, but I like the way you do it in particular. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
That record right there, like that record, like you had to be completely open in your artistry in order for you to convey that message.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at me creating it's my release. You know what I mean? I got anger issues. I got a lot of angers and things that made me angry through life that I carried with me. You know what I'm saying? And music is my way of getting it out, unadulterated. Like it's my retrospective aspect of myself. You know what I mean? And I know there's people out there that actually deal with these kind of things in life, and I know I'm not alone in it. And I want my music is so that they know that they not alone in this shit neither. I might not have all the answers, yo. You know what I'm saying? Some of them I do. Some of them I made it out of it. Some of it I'm still dealing with. You know what I mean? But being able to talk about it openly without being judged and without motherfucking you know, I mean, bottom line is without being judged, man. Just being able to say it. You know what I mean? Is therapeutic. You know what I mean? And I know that I would want somebody that went through the kind of things that I went through to talk about it, so that I'd be able to get some insight out of it. You know what I mean? For myself. So that's what I do with my music. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm an open book. My music is my diary. Everything that I talk about is something I've dealt with or am dealing with in life. You know what I mean? And I have no problem talking about it because it is what it is. What you see is what you get. I am Corey. So is my music.
Yeah, man. That's fire. That's fire, right? Because at once upon a time, like I thought that's how every artist was. You know what I mean? But I guess I was being naive. just coming in the game and really just looking at what artists are doing. And then I found out artists, are just rapping about, whatever the next man rapping about to kind of fit in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
so,
I seen it like I said before. I came from an era when those kind of things were taboo. You know what I mean? You get beat up for sounding like somebody else back in the days, man. When I battled somebody and they tried to rhyme like they sounded like me, they were saying lines that I said. I punched them in the face, yo. Like that was real. That was a real aspect of what we was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You had to be original. Nowadays it's copycats from producers to to the rappers. You know what I'm saying? You got producers buying sample kits, melody kits, drum kits. They buying these things. You can get Dr. Dre's whole kit if you want it. You know what I mean? Back in the day, we wasn't doing all that. We had to actually do the research. You want drums? You got to go find some records with drums on them. Sample a snare from here. Sample a hi hat from over that one. Take a kick from this one. You know what I mean? Use your 808 sparingly. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Nowadays, everybody pretty much has the same patterns because they buying melody kits. It's the easy way out. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like it's an assembly line right now. So creativity is not even there no more. And that's another thing that I do like about Web3 because Web3 is an open landscape. There's nothing there yet. You know what I mean? In the broad scope of things, there's really nothing there yet. You know what I mean? So if we start bringing the real artists over there and making that the foundation, then we have our own industry. I mean, we already got it. You know what I'm saying? But we got to organize it and actually know, like I said, what you're supposed to be getting paid because there's a lot of aspects to Web3 that haven't been implemented yet. When it comes to like streaming and things like that, that artists need to really be thinking about when we're talking about like for instance, how my radio station is, we play records and artists are paid for it. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking Web3 radio, we got to start thinking, okay, now how are the artists going to get paid? You know what I'm saying? We need something like that for that. So I'm a champion for those kind of things when it comes to Web3. Like you already know, whenever I'm in those spaces, that's the conversation that I have. You know what I mean? I steer the conversation from the technical aspect of, crypto and the bull markets to, okay, how are the artists going to get paid for all these different aspects that y'all are talking about? And stop talking about it on the aspect of the industry itself benefiting more than the artist is benefiting or the industry having control. Again, telling the artists what's right and what they can do and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, when it comes to like royalties, if an artist says that they want to take 90% royalties on something, now I don't think it's a smart move. I would advise against it. You know what I mean? I would tell an artist, no, that's not really a smart move. But that's their fucking right. You know what I mean? If they want to do that, then they should have the right to do that. Nobody should be able to tell them that they can't do it. You know what I mean? And those are the aspects that I'm looking at making the foundation of Web3. You know what I mean? Because we need that. We can't let the industry dictate this shit no more. But that's where it got us in that other one. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts. I definitely agree. Once again, shout out to everybody tuning into the show. Shout out to the homie Cass, pulled up. He dropped the ATM logo. You already know the vibes.
Big Cass, what up, babe boy? ATM, let's get this bird. You already nickel. Keep your eyes open. I got bird calls coming. You heard me?
Big facts. But look, man, we actually going ahead and winding down. We winding down right now, man. We've been here 55 minutes, bro. I promise you, I knew this was gonna be one of them type of shows, man, where time just fly by, man. It flew by, bro. It flew by that fast. But look, before we get out of here, do you have any shout outs? Do you have any shout outs?
First off, this ATM Bird Watcher gang, you know what I mean? The ATM army in the building, you know what I mean? My family, BBM, Unlimited, everybody in Hollis, Queens, everybody that's tuned in, you know what I mean? Project Newm, you yourself, my little bro, and everybody that's down with this movement, man, especially my son. First of all, I gotta give a big shout to my son, Jay God, you know what I mean, who's my partner. And I want the world to know how super proud of him that I am You know what I mean? And without him, I mean, I don't even know where Banks Brand would be right now. You know what I'm saying? Because doing it for Dolo is a rough road. You feel me?
Very
And
rough.
having my son be with me, doing it with me like that is one of the best things I could have. You know what I mean? So definitely, more than anything, anybody, I gotta shout my son out.
Definitely. I want to give a major shout out to you, for being a guest. Shout out to Banks Brand, shout out the whole fam, man. Y'all just putting out banger after banger after banger. Y'all in Web 3, y'all in Web 2, y'all got the radio station, y'all doing shows, y'all everywhere, man. So shout out to the Banks fam. Also shout out to everybody who pulled up the show today. Shout out to Wifey in the building, Giselle Ave. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out everybody. Shout out the Beast on Air fam. Shout out Project Newm. Once again, if you guys are interested in checking out Project Newm, which is a Web3 music marketplace, go ahead and go in the description, click that link, go ahead and read all the info that they have available, and dive into it. But yeah, that's it for today's show. And this has been it for episode 12, season 1, spotlight on Corey Drumz. And
last thing, real quick, fam. Last thing. Don't forget, I got that NFT out right now. Amnesia 20-year anniversary special edition. There's only 39 of them, and only one of them got my signature on it. Gold signature. Go hunting, because this shit's gonna be worth mad bread when it hits the secondary markets. I guarantee you. My singles is already $190 right now. So, you know what I mean? The secondary market, you get these, get 2 of them. That way you can put one on the secondary market and you keep the other one. You heard?
Big facts. Is that on your link tree? I got your link tree down in the bio too. I mean, down in the description.
Yeah, everything's on my link tree. If anybody hit my link tree might be one of the most organized link trees you've ever seen in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real though. So look, if you guys are interested, going and check out Corey Drumz music. He got NFTs. Man, he got NFT on NFT. He got music on music. Go check him out. He's down in the description. Just click. It's right next to Corey Drumz, and got the whole link tree, so y'all can go diving into his whole history. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and support. Go ahead and cop. Go ahead and pick you up a couple NFTs, because like you said, you know what I'm saying, this man legendary. You know what I mean? He been doing it a long time. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no plans on stopping. You know what I'm saying? So,
big fact.
Yeah, this is it. The episode 12. Shout out to everybody. But look, with that being said, yo, this your boy Awesomeisjayell, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse, and we are signing off. Peace out.